What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. You know, all prepper channels, or all that I'm aware of, recommend you have a food storage. You know, stack it to the rafters, have a bulging pantry. And it's definitely recommended, and it's a smart thing to do, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. But we do know that with all the droughts and with all the logistics and supply chain issues, and with inflation, it's going to get more expensive and more difficult to come by. And you know, emergencies do happen, and having food storage on hand is essential to, you know, your survival. However, you know, most channels, when they recommend you get food storage, they'll tell you to go down here in the description box and go click their link to go buy prepackaged survival foods. And you know, there's nothing wrong with those foods. I have some of those myself. However, in my opinion, it's not the best option. The best option is to go buy foods that you normally eat from your grocery store, stock those back, use those and rotate those on a first in, first out basis. The prepackaged survival foods are lightweight. They have a long storage life. However, you know, your family isn't used to eating those foods. It's going to be a shock to the system. Those foods are expensive, and sometimes, you know, right now a lot of those companies are sold out because people are buying those foods up in bulk because they're trying to get prepared, and they think it's the only way to do that. And you know, I think a lot of people are waiting and trying to save up enough money to buy your supply of food, that prepackaged survival foods, all at once. And that's the wrong thing to do. You need to be stocking up right now on what you can. Every time you go to the supermarket, buy some extra, put that back. Buy as much you can afford right now. Take that money you have put back that you've been saving to buy those prepackaged survival foods. Take that right now and go out and buy canned food. Buy brown rice, buy white rice, buy cornmeal, buy flour, buy cooking oil, buy canned fruits, vegetables, meats, buy beans. The food you normally eat that you buy from your supermarket, go buy those in bulk, stock those back, and have that ready, and use that on a first in, first out basis. You know, if you're waiting to go buy a year's supply of prepackaged survival foods, and you may have to, it may take, depending on your finances, you know, another 6 months to save enough money to actually order that year's supply all at once, because they are expensive. And who's to say that if you do make it that long before you need to rely on food storage for your survival, and you have to save up for 6 months, and you do make it that long, and you try to order those, you might not be able to even get that in. You know, you might not be able to order those at the time you want to order those. Then, as the saying goes, you're shit out of luck. So go right now, you know, while you can, and stock up on what you normally eat. Make a list of what your family consumes during a week, a detailed list, and everything you can go buy that is, you know, a storable food. Go buy that as much as you can and store that back, date that, and then, you know, when you use that, write that down. When you go back to the supermarket, pick that up now while you still can and replace that. Using a first in, first out basis. That way, you know, when you actually have to rely on your food stores to survive, you already be used to that because you've been eating that all along. You already have that on hand. It's right there. You can stock up on your food storage, you know, in small increments. And, you know, you can spend $25, $30, $40, $50 extra, hopefully, when you go to the store and pick up, you know, extra every time you go. You don't have to make this bulk order through someone's affiliate link. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those prepackaged survival foods. If you can afford that, that's what you want to do, that's the easiest way to do it. You know, you buy your supply all at once, get that in, store that back. It has 25, 30 year shelf life. There's no need to actually rotate and use or anything like that. But there also are some definite downsides to doing that. You know, you take and compare canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned meats, canned soups, and things like that from your supermarket to those dehydrated foods, for example. The canned foods are heavier, have a shorter shelf life. However, the food usually tastes better. It also has its own water source already in the can, so there's no need to store extra water for cooking. You just open that can up and put that in a pot, heat that up and eat. Whereas if you have dehydrated foods, you're going to have to add water to that. So that's one plus right there. And like I said, the canned foods you can buy at the supermarket, you can stock up on those, a few cans at a time. Every time you go to the supermarket, buy 10 extra cans if you can afford it, and try to get different things. Get canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned meats, canned soups, canned stews, and stock those back. And using a first in, first out basis, date those and use those. The first you buy, use that first and restock. And keep building up your food storage as you go along. That way, if something does happen in 3 months from now, you'll have some food storage. You might not have that year supply that you were saving up for, that year supply of dehydrated, prepackaged survival foods. You might not have that because you didn't have the money to buy that yet, but you've been stocking up every time you go to the supermarket, so you have 2 or 3 months already on hand. Whereas if you're just waiting to buy, a year supply or 6 months supply of prepackaged survival foods, then if the crash came, or if you had to rely on your survival, your food storage, 2 months from now, you wouldn't have anything. But if you've been stocking up, every time you go to the supermarket on, 10, 15 cans extra, a few extra bags of flour, cornmeal, some rice, some pinto beans, peas, oats, sugar, salt, cooking oil, peanut butter, crackers, the things you normally eat. Buy extra, put that back, date that, using a first in, first out basis. And in my opinion, you're much better off, and you'll get prepared much more quickly and much more cheaply. And you'll actually eat a lot better when you get to rely on that for your survival. If you thought the video was entertaining, useful, get a big thumbs up, really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'm the Creekmore out here, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.